The Opinion with Michael J. Glad you could join us here today. So the topic is, today's topic, Canadian conservative partisan machine working in high gear. What else is new? Discussing the conservatives' hot topic of the day, could be the week, but I'm just going to say the day for now. Immigration. So, the conservative partisan pundits that are outside the caucus, that are just pushing these narratives, are stating or want to claim, without prejudice, of course, that all is going into a handbasket from the playbook of Darth Vader, and Darth Vader in this instance is the Liberal Party. Just saying, folks. So, let's start with one of my favorite topics. The Elevate podcast with Josh. No, he just had a newborn child probably a month or two ago, so congratulations again for that. So the immigration bombshell leaves Liberals stunned. MP fact-checked into silence in Parliament. Take it away, Josh.
And disgusting of this Liberal minister to say, that's misinformation. And then Michelle Rempel-Garner says, okay, friend, okay. I got this from your website.
Michelle Rempel-Garner. Now, is she from a conservative separatist coalition in the western part of Canada? Maybe. Put some air quotes up there. Check that out, folks.
And she provide the link right here. I'll attach it to our show notes as well for you to watch and read, because they're not wrong. 516,000 study permits were issued last year. How can you justify?
Is this water? Is this vodka? Or is this high-test Newfoundland Screech? Does it pass the opaque test? Sometimes you need a little help to get through these videos, folks.
That, as Michelle pointed out, with so much that our country currently faces, we don't have enough to take care of all the people that are coming in, and yet they still doing super crap like this. How can you justify that? Well, they can't. So they have to call it misinformation, and then got called out when it was on their website, and then tried to act like, oh, there's a lot of figures going around. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Enough's enough. We're done playing stupid games. Now, tell us what the real issues.
Oh, so the conservatives have stopped playing stupid games. They say, children, sit down. We're not playing any more games. Gotcha, Josh. So, as you noticed here, I'm leading out from this video. I'm not going deep into this video because, I don't want to waste too much of the public's time. We just want to make a point, and our point is to be used for you to use some critical thinking, use your own discernment to actually apply thought and reason to figure out what serves you or what does not serve you. That's all we're doing here. So 516,275 is the number that's here on the that he's focusing on, and that's the immigration intake. This is the travesty. Now we're going to move to the second conservative pundit coalition. I guess got to call it a coalition because that's pretty deep. And this is Juno News now. Immigration minister exposed as totally clueless. This is the same topic as the one we just left with the video with Josh and Elevate. Immigration minister exposed as totally clueless 817,000 newcomers in 4 months. The D-Day tribute was good because that was June 6th, and that was important. And understand how we have democracy, how important it is to have that. So, nonetheless, this young lady, Candace Malcolm, has a guest. And the guest is Michael Bonner. And Michael Bonner has, so you know a little bit about this guy. Director of Policy within the Government of Ontario, formally. And he's a political consultant with Atlas Strategic. And he has a presence on the Hub. So here we are in the Hub. And I want to bring up the Hub for a reason. Because Erie states, perhaps the worst part about this is that international students are permitted to work 24 hours a week without a work permit, and so they are easily exploited. Now, the exploitation process, employers do exploit workers at all levels. Whether you've been in this country for 50 years or whether you're an international student. So let's be clear about that. So here he is. This is Michael Bonner. That's the point I want to make. Let's scroll it up so you can see. Michael Bonner. It's time to totally overhaul Canada's immigration system. Well, every once in a while, your car needs an oil change. So, you know, we always need to reassess everything on an ongoing basis. So here we have Candace Owen. And same thing as what Josh is saying. Let's see what we can glean from here.
Justin Trudeau needed fast growth. And the easiest way to do that is just to open up the doors and let in as many people as they can find and basically say anyone who wants to come can come. We saw millions of people come to Canada that way. And yes, it boosts GDP, like just increasing the number of people in the country will increase the GDP, but actually GDP per capita has been trending downwards.
Yeah, and for provinces, depending on the province, different levels, no doubt about it. But my point here is what we're having happen is that the partisan pundits will bring in a third party to give credibility to the spin they're trying to present. Because, you know, they want to get their base riled up. They got to keep their base on side because of their own self-interest. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. So let me simplify things and tell you what's really going on. And what I'll do is strip out the drama from the conservative, and I'm going to throw in Republican, conservative Republican, Mega Maple North / Mega South. Yikes, that was a big heading. That covers a lot of people. So we're going to strip out the drama. Ms. Malcolm, take it away, please.
And so it's sort of like, you know, it was a cheap trick to try to boost the economy. It didn't work. And recall that Justin Trudeau actually came out and apologized and recognized that they let in too many people. This was back in November 2024. Let's play that clip.
Immigration. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, maybe he did let in a little too many people, no doubt about it, because look at the GDP of all of Canada. If we're going to do a comparative or a comparable study, one of the comparatives would be the state of Texas. So the GDP of Canada is similar to the state of Texas. Full stop.
In the last 2 years, our population has grown really fast, like baby boom fast. And increasingly, bad actors like fake colleges and big chain corporations have been exploiting our immigration system for their own interests. So we're doing something major. We're reducing the numbers of immigrants that will come to Canada for the next 3 years.
So like if they announce that they made a mistake and that they were increasing it, yeah, Justin Trudeau blames other people, but it's his system that he set up. Like, why is it that here we are 6 months later?
But here we are 6 months later. They keep bringing up Trudeau and keep bringing up the past. We live in the present. So let's deal with the present.
Later, and we're still experiencing those incredibly high numbers of immigration.
Yeah, if only our economy could run on apologies from Justin Trudeau, we might all be rich by now. But the per capita thing that you just mentioned is at the heart of the problem, and I think that a lot of politicians, and as far as I can tell, the entire media, don't understand what per capita means. But the kind of GDP growth that we have had, as you allude, is not the kind that we need. What we need is greater productivity.
That's correct. And guess what? What we need will not happen at the click of a switch. It's kind of like Adam Sandler with that movie with the converter. Clicking the channel. What we need is not going to happen overnight. It is now June the 7th. We had a new party put into place April 28th. Took them a month to actually put their cabinet together. So everybody wants instant noodles. I know you want to save, you want to cut, but we cannot survive on a steady diet of instant noodles. Just doesn't work. So nonetheless, I'm not going to take this any further because I'll leave links. You can watch the rest of the stuff. You already, they're just going to slag everybody, and this is the way things are going. This is how they do things. Canada's broke. You got an international crisis due to Agent Orange down in Mega Maple South. Or no, Mega South. Mega Maple North is the Conservatives. Just saying. All the signs are there. You just got to look up, people. So nonetheless, the 517,000 that was here, which is from this very same topic, from this Rempel brought it to the floor in the House of Commons, 516,000 plus. And here they say 817,000 because they're mixing in other parts of immigration also. And we're not just going to go into a friggin' in-depth study of everything. So the 517,000 is study permits. Now let's explain what a study permit is. Now I'm using A1 from Google, so you have to verify this. It's pretty much correct, not always perfect. So a study permit in Canada is an official document issued by the Canadian government that allows international students to study at designated learning institutions. And what this helps to do is keep these community colleges, et cetera, their doors open. They need revenue because they have expenses to pay. So international students get a permit. So they get a study permit, and it's not a travel document because also you need a visitor visa or an ETA to enter Canada. The study permit is linked to a specific DLI, so that's a designated learning institution, and also it's linked to a specific way for that DLI. It may allow for work on and off campus, but as Bonner stated in his article with the Hub, they can work 24 hours a week without a permit. So it may allow them to work on or off campus depending on program requirements. So here's a more detailed explanation. The study permit allows you to study in Canada as an international student at a designated learning institution. You would apply or should apply for a permit before leaving and traveling to Canada. When you apply for a study permit, you may also be assessed for temporary resident visa, that's temporary resident visa, or electronic travel authorization at the same time. And that was the ETA that was mentioned earlier. Now, to be eligible, now this is very important for you to understand. To be eligible, you must be enrolled in a designated learning institution, demonstrate that you have sufficient funds to support your studies, have no criminal record, and meet health requirements, and prove you will leave Canada when your permit expires. So, if your program has mandatory co-op or internship terms, you may need a co-op work permit to participate in those placements. And your study permit will indicate if you're eligible to work while studying and whether it is off or on campus. Provincial letters of attestation. You may need a PLA or territorial attestation, the Yukons, the Northwest Territories, to confirm your eligibility to study in a province or a territory. Now, the other factor is your study permit is valid for the duration of your program, and it stops being valid after 90 days, regardless of the date printed on the permit. So, here's the thing, folks. It brings revenue into the country, into the province or the territory, which helps with local economies. Also, some of these people will do some part-time work, and usually that part-time work, like I had a neighbor of a neighbor, got to know the two. They came in from the Philippines on this type of program, and both of them did part-time work, but they did work for employers that no Canadian would do, and for wages that no Canadian would do, which further helped support your local economy. So, the Conservatives are making this out to be a bad thing, and they're wasting the government's time and tying them up with this nonsense. We have a major task ahead of ourselves. We need unity from all parties, from the west coast of Canada to the east coast of Canada, in order to deal with the Agent Orange down south, who's jeopardizing the world economy because he wants to be in control of everything. He micromanages the economy. So, as I explained, Agent Orange, a.k.a. Donald J. Trump, will make you believe that he's in control of everything, and he is. Everybody that works under him can't do anything without his authority, and this is why when Lutnick says something, mind you, Lutnick, this guy's shady, and his moral compass isn't heading true north to begin with. But this is why Lutnick or Besant, their hands are tied. They just got to go with whatever Donald Trump says, and they've got to be careful what they say. And that's the reality of things. But the whole point of this exercise here, folks, was to explain to you that, no, immigration can work for you. But you've got these Republican conservatives that are spinning to create a different or an alternate reality that just is disingenuous. It's misleading, and actually immigration can work for you. And also, yet, you did witness where the parameters to do a study permit here in Canada, you have to pass a criminal record. You have to be in health. You have to show you have the money to survive. And any time that you're here in Canada under a study permit like that, you're contributing to your local economy. And it's ingenuous to report it any other way. It seriously is borderline criminal, I got to tell you. So, comments, questions, please throw in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Talk to you all soon. Love and peace to everyone. Ciao for now.